Sunday morning, 11th December. I'm going to make us another a proper start on these doors. I've got the shed all cleaned up. Yeah, it's looking a lot better. Bloody camera. So yeah, perfect conditions. So I'll go on my mate's auto barn Christmas meet this afternoon. The Escort. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Last night I went to this Ford Heaven meet. It's like a local group in my area, and it's the second time I've taken the Escort. First time I got a trophy, and last night the guy running the group pulled me aside and said, "Mate, we can't give you another trophy. We've changed the rules. You can't hand out another trophy in less than like 12 months since you last had one." So I said, "That's fine." I was, going there to have a good time and yeah, show my car off and stuff and chat with people. Took my brother there. He's never been there before. But yeah, it's a great night. Had good fun driving the Escort around. I'm trying to save the car for summer nights. So I'm going to put it in the Holtec Heroes again. Because it went really good in the dyno. Got like, the tune was like, people always, when you say, "Oh, how much power does your car put out?" People say, "Oh, my car's 500 kilowatt or 550 kilowatt or whatever." I'm not too fussed about kilowatts. I'll look over not just the kilowatts, I'll look over the torque. So it peaked out at 532 horsepower at the hubs. But then the tuner mucked around the cam timing and it backed it off to about 493 horsepower at the hubs. But then yeah, the torque was like phenomenal. It's like 635 Newton meters of torque. That's like, put it in perspective for you. The latest twin turbo V6 Raptor put 600 Newton meters at the flywheel. Mine's getting 635 at the hubs. Or I looked at a 408 Cleveland with I don't remember the type of heads it had on it, but it was like about 590 Newton meters of torque at the fly. So it's, yeah, big power, but that's what you expect from a turbocharged engine. And it's never going to sound as good as like a Cleveland. Not a chance in hell. So, yeah, so what I'm going to do now, people may be wondering, why the hell am I replacing the skins? Well, I got to the point, had these doors out in the sun. I was getting up to the point where I'm going to paint this car. And yeah, look at the body lines in this shit. So you can't really tell. You can't really tell looking at them like through a camera. But when you sit down and you get the straight edges and you start doing what I've done here, and I was just doing little measurements to measure them and comparing the doors, and yeah, from this point onwards, it's not too bad. It's just bottom here where the rear spares section where I replaced in the past, where I've replaced it, it just, I don't know what went wrong, but you live and learn. So yeah, I'll strip the other one back to bare metal. I actually borrowed one of my friends. People on Facebook might know him. He's Dwayne. He's got a Landau, and he gave me these. Lent me these heat shrink disc, and I was going to use that. But the doors are just, there's that much weld. There's that much weld in this joint that it's like, you know what? Who cares? Just stuff it. Just do it once. Do it properly. So yeah, I'll put this skin on. So what I'm going to do, I won't film this part of it, but I'm going to trim around the edge. And then it'll separate, this lower section will separate, and then in the middle there's like a reinforcement sort of rod across the back. I think that's just stuck on by like a sealant, Sikaflex or something of that kind. But so I can separate the bottom, and when it gets up the top there's another support along here. So I may have to put a cut along here maybe, I don't know. See how we go. So it didn't take me long. Just gone around the whole side. I've got to a point now where I was looking at separating the skin, and there's this reinforcement bar going across there. This door, from memory, I've got this Facebook marketplace, a suburb in Newcastle called Windale, and yeah, $80, freaking awesome. Comes off for the due time, it comes off an XC panel van. There's a GS white, GS stripe outside of it. So yeah, this door, it was minimal rust at the bottom, but the top is weird, you know, like they're all got their issues, these doors. Like there's one thing that might be good, another area is crap. So the top bit here had severe rust, so I ended up having to get the other door, one off the coupe, and replace this section that goes across the back here. You can see where I'm welded it up. So I think what the go is, it's going to be difficult to get in here to dress the metal, get to these spot welds. So what I'm thinking, I'll just do what I've done before. There's a weld there, separate this section here, across here, and then over here, some hug welds in there. So I'll have to take the primer off, get to these welds, and then I'll continue going around here, and then I should be able to separate the skin. Hopefully I'll get this to separate. Yeah, it's easily coming up. Yeah, it's all good. Progressing. I told you in the last video I was going to do more hands-on videoing stuff, but sometimes it's just freaking difficult. I've got the sun shining in through this door, and it's really going to mess it up for trying to film footage and stuff. So what I've done, I've just used this die grinder tip, air powered. So I used a blowtorch and heated up to identify where the spot welds were. Like I can see them anyway. The air connection's leaking. So now I've identified where they are. Just get the screwdriver, small hammer. Just get in there. Now I can't see because I've got the door closed. Starting to separate, but the problem I have, there's more welds, so it's really difficult. So I'll get to them, and then I'll separate them. The other side was easy. It's just one big blob weld in there. It's got a screwdriver in there, and just separate it, come up good. Having problems trying to identify where the spot weld is, the later ones, so made a window here. So I'll just get in there, get the screwdriver, and just separate, and then hopefully that'll identify where the spot welds are. Just by doing that, identify one right there. So to separate that a little bit makes a little difference. So I got the skin separated. See, I've gone to town fixing the bottom up in the past. So this here has all been exposed where I put the rear spare section in, but now I can really get to see the original side of it. It hasn't been previously repaired by anyone. So there's the rear spares join. And the welds across there. That's what all turned to shit once I put this lower section in. So you can see this section here, like once you get that weld there. This one actually I stuffed it up as the other door. I get these doors mixed up because the car's been on a rotisserie and you forget. I just forget. I'd have to go back from my old videos. To be honest guys, I've got too much projects. I've got the boat, I'm going to keep my Escort on the road, then got my other cars to maintain. I'm just losing track. So yeah, so you see where I get to the welds in here, get rid of them, and then yeah, it just comes off. I had to trim around here a little bit, and on the other side here, had to do a cut in there, just to separate it. But I can simply just go to this one now, and I'll probably even just have a look around the edges, and I might just do a test fit with this new skin. So you can see, new skin, the edges are great. All I have to do is take out the spot welds, which are easy to locate. Picks up where I've cut off there, or I've massacred it. So this must have been rusted, and I'll just weld it up. It's hard to get to, I think, because they're trying to get for the slot. But yeah, this section will have to be welded on to that, and then the whole new skin can be installed on this door. No dramas at all. Fits on like a glove. You just got to get it from the top and then fold it around because it's got to go over the edge here. But yeah, fits on like a glove. Nice. So before I can do anything more, I have to take what's left of the old skin, just get the edges thoroughly cleaned up. I have to put this sucker on. I'll have to tinker around that bit because this could be in a different spot. So I'll have to put the skin on, put this on, fix it, vice grips, and then or Tex screws or whatever, and then yeah, take the skin back off, and then yeah, put it on properly. But then I've got this U-Pol spray well-free primer, really good product. That I've tried using other stuff, different brands like a galvanized sort of coat. It's a nightmare trying to weld it at low amps with a MIG welder. Christmas Eve, just went out early, done some shopping, and it's unbelievably busy. Took the Escort out for a run. Now I've got that sorted, I can get back to work on the coupe, these doors. So yeah, last day I had off. I had to decide which car I'm going to use to tow the Escort to Summernats. So I could have used my silver FG Falcon, but it's got like all-over suspension. And last time I took it to Summernats, I chewed the inside of the rear tyres out. So I thought, stuff it. So I'll set the my BF Mark III wagon up as a proper tow vehicle. So I've installed electronic brakes. I also installed, I've got these airbags, installed them in the back. So that'll jack the rear end up and get a bit of weight in there. So I put the valve either side of the tow bar there. So, and then I gave the engine oil change, and for the BDR transmission 4-speed, I dropped the sump, and I drilled a hole in the sump and got a little steel plate, tapped a thread into it, so now I can regularly change the transmission fluid, because when you change your oil, you're literally only losing, or when I do it at home, I'm only losing 3 litres at a time, and there's a hell of a lot more in the transmission and torque converter, so you just change it regularly, and yeah, it's good. So I'm just trying to keep this thing alive. It's not really the ideal car, you know, it's really just a heap of shit. It's good for work, LPG, cheap to run, but I figured, you know, I'll make it just use it to tow the Escort around. It won't be any good for towing the coupe. It's not rated, it's only rated for 1.6 tonne. So you took the Escort for a drive. Had a bit of a drama the other day. Last time I was doing the Falcon coupe, I told you that I was going to take this to Autobarn in my local area where they had a car meet. So I went to my friend's house, and they had two SLR 5000, GDS Statesman, beautiful cars, and yeah, went to his place. I noticed there's something weird going on. The car was idling really high, and I thought, yeah, I know what's happened. I've accidentally knocked off, when I was putting the turbo beanie on, I accidentally knocked off the bloody coolant sensor. So the ECU had no idea what the engine's temperature was. So classic signs are hard to start. The computer doesn't know how much fuel to give to the motor. So had that issue, and then, stupid as it sounds, I've got this just an eBay radiator, and it come with like a thermo fan with it, and it just literally just died. Like, it was still working, but it didn't have the CFM like it did have before. So yeah, the engine overheated, got up to 111 degrees, bloody coolant everywhere, surrounded by Holden fans. It was not fun. So I ended up just getting this massive, I think it's made in Germany, thermo fan. Yeah, massive big thing. It's actually too big, but it doesn't have any problems cooling the engine down. So I've got that sorted. Yeah, so the car's running absolutely freaking sweet again now. It's just hard not to drive it and get up it. It's got so much fun, you know. But so tomorrow we're gonna have a big Christmas get together with family, and the house we're going to, they got a collection of GTs, old Falcons and Mustangs and stuff. So it's really good to catch up, and I'll take the Escort out for a run. But today's mission is going to be these doors. So I'll just have to clean this area up and continue on. So this one here, I've got the skin sitting on there, and doesn't mean looking at this, walking past it, looking at the reflection of the sun, I'm starting to see faults everywhere. Just minor stuff, nothing to be really concerned about. But yeah, I'm going to have to, yeah, obviously once it's put on, I'm pretty sure that when I fold the lips over, the edges are going to get they're going to get dents here and there, like stuff like that. So yeah, that's all good. It just means I've just got to go through the process of blocking it down, but it's obviously this door's got the right foundations to turn into something it's going to be really nice. So I've made some room. So what I'll do now is your original skin. So I'll have to remove this section across here. So I just got to identify all the spot welds. I'll have to cut across here where I've welded in the past. It's rough because I had problems getting in these. You got the bloody, it's a tight area. So yeah, remove this, and then I'll progress with the door. Then get the skins on. Yeah, so get onto that now. Last night I was watching Estelle Designs YouTube channel, and I watched the episode where they got Darren's Blaze Blue XB GT coupe. Yeah, I was watching that and talking about it. It was really good. Then right at the end he said he sold it, and I'm like, what? You sold it? I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I had a look then at Australian Muscle Car Sales in Sydney. That's where he sold it through, and had a look at it and was like, yeah, beautiful car, absolutely mint. Yeah, so got me thinking. Then I got on Google, done heaps of research. So anyone that's been following me for all this time would know that this car here is it's a XB GS burnt orange, and it didn't have the stripes up the side. It was actually a horn car, so it had the horn decals went up at the rear quarter over the roof. There wasn't much left of it. Someone tried to make this look like a GT, so everything's blacked out, had the flutes on the guards. Yeah, so it got me thinking, now what if I just went back to having it as a horn car? And then I just, yeah, got excited looking at all the photos and stuff, and yeah, really love to do it, but I'll change your mind overnight. There's so many different options, but I really want to make this thing sort of original, sort of look original. I did have option 52 sports road wheels, but yeah, they're a bit narrow to fill in the guards at the back. Could take them in and get them widened, but I think the 14-inch, you're limited with 14-inch tyres. So I don't know, exploring my options. Yeah, so take this section here off, and I'll have to get this 100% right, because you put that on, you got to put the skin on, and yeah, if you haven't got lined up right, yeah, it can turn to shit real quick. So yep, just use drill bit. I'm gonna use these mini hole saws. There is a better spot weld drill, but I haven't got one. It's basically like a drill bit, and it's got a center point for it. You find the spot weld, you center drill, and then it goes in far enough to take out spot weld. They are better. These ones here are dirt cheap. You get them on eBay in a kit, and you get all these different tips. When you wear out, you flip them over. But these are slower because you have to make a hole first, and then these things the metal gets caught in them. But this is what I've got. It's going to work. I haven't got a lot of holes to drill out, so yeah, I'll get onto that now. Yes, I've got a cut across there. So once you've drilled the holes, let's get a screwdriver, stick in there, just like that. Separates it. So move along, really easy. Done a lot of this when I was doing rust repairs on a coupe. Just got this section off. Yeah, so I've just got to sit in there, and don't know what I'm going to do. Like, it's got to be welded. I have to weld in here, and it's difficult to get to them because the holes are so big there. I suppose it doesn't really matter. I can dress the what's left of the welds off the upper section and put very small holes, just enough to get the MIG welder in there, just to do little plug welds. I think that'll be the go. Yep. Won't need much to get it in place. Like, these are literally a little. I didn't even have to do another hole saw there. I thought there was a bit of rust there, and I thought there might be spot weld under it, but there wasn't. Yeah, so you might do that. But there's like a sealant here, stuff, that adhesion stuff. So I've got to take that off, prepare all these edges, prepare the edges on the skin, and yeah, go for the progress of rolling the lip over. And yeah, all going well. I've just got to remove what's left of the old skin. So rather than just making horrible holes in the frame of the door, I'm just going to dress out, just chop off, drill dress this off. So I've got these fiber discs here, these one here, really good. You get these from Bunnings. This is 40 grit. This really takes the meat off. Really good for working on metal. So I can easily take that off in seconds. Then I'll get the outside of it prepared, and then I'll start preparing for the fitting of the skin. I'm at the point now where I can fit the skin on to see how it fits up. So I'm going to keep using this well-through primer, really good product. And just do all the edges, and then when I flip it over, I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do, just got little arrows. I'm going to use edge primer. I have the whole lot in these areas here. I put the well-on primer, well-through primer. I'll do that all the way around. That way, give me a good surface to weld to. So one thing I've got to pay attention to when I fit this door skin on, I'm not going to change the shape of the door skin to marry up with this. This has to adapt to whatever the door skin shape is. Yeah, I think there's a bit of, I must have got a bit aggressive in some areas getting it off. So what I'll do, I'll put the door skin on, flip it over, and just see how well it lines up. I think it's pretty good. Sitting up a little bit here, but you can gently just close it up with your hand. So yeah, bottom's pretty good. Yeah, so what I'll do now, I'll start preparing it now, getting it ready to permanently put on. Just test fitted this reinforcement bracket. It's got these holes, where were they? One there, one here that are on the skin, and they, where was it there? They marry up perfectly with this. So what I might do, I didn't think I'd be able to put this on. It'd be nice if I can weld it on permanently, and then be able to fit this whole skin to the door. Then I'll just have to weld that there and over here on this tab. That way, yeah, it'll just make it a lot easier for me. Then it's just a matter of folding the lip over and yeah, being a home run then. So what I'll do, I'll just get a couple of Tex screws and just put, I didn't want to make extra holes because there's more work. If I have to actually get to it from like the top of the door, it's difficult to get the MIG end, the MIG torch to tip it in. It's not actually a torch, but yeah, harder to get to. So I'll put a couple of Tex screws in. I'll see how I go. Hopefully it works in my favour. I tried using that bracket to see if it'll if I could permanently put that onto the door frame, and yeah, you can't get it on. So I must have been a little bit over dramatic, because you can easily get the MIG into here. It's not a problem at all. Just have to use a die grinder tip to dress the back. I might be able to use the flapper disc. I don't know, see how it'll go, but it's easy. Just got to make sure I've got the amps right, so I can do just minimal welds, just enough to do the job. So yeah, just what I know, it's gonna stuff me up. This door can actually slide around a little bit on the skin, so you got nothing. No, you haven't got much for reference points, but what I have got, you got here in the skin, you got, see it there, there's like a mark there, and you can see it there. You got that either side of the door, but really it's not a real lot to go off, but it's all right. Just means I've got to muck around the door. The only thing that concerns me is the bottom of the door. Yeah, the bottom can be all messed up, so you got to work the door to get it where you're happy. But I think what I'll concentrate on is just trying to get it even, top to bottom, square, if you know what I mean. And that should be all right. So I got the door ready. So what I'm going to use on this part here, this bonds to the door skin. So I noticed all the doors I've looked at, these have separated. So what I'll do, I'll use this product. I've got Sikaflex there, but I think I'll use this. It's like a cross between a silicone and a glue. So yeah, name speaks for itself. So put that along there, and that way that'll bond really well to the door. Be bad luck for me when I need to if I actually have to move the skin or something. I'll have to carefully get in there and separate it somehow. But yeah, this way I'll be on sort of permanently, and it'll bond well. Less chance of getting those damn vibrations like the Escort's got. Because the Escort, back in 2018, the Escort was caught up in this shed. This whole shed went up. I was at work, and yeah, the So there's a lot of areas in that car where it's metal on metal and you get vibrations through the car. So yeah, it's something I'll just tolerate. It's sort of like a race car anyway, I don't really care, whatever. But this car, I'll see what I can do to eliminate that sort of thing. So yeah. Lighting's not very good. I've got the sun blaring on one side of me. It's like 32 degrees. So I've got this small hammer and I'm slowly working the edges and just doing little bits at a time. Eventually I'll get it to where it's almost sort of probably about 80% folded over, and then I'll move around to the other side of the door and just, yeah, slowly work it. Eventually I'll get there, and I've made this contraption. It's just a piece of wood with a bit of this underbody sort of stuff you put on the carpet in your car, like a noise suppression stuff. So the sticky stuff that's on it, I couldn't get it to separate. It's pretty old. So yeah, I'll be able to put that under here, move along carefully when I'm folding it over permanently. So yeah, slowly getting there. Done. Fold it over. A lot of work. Corner got messed up. It's not a problem. I'll just have to grind that back a bit, get a bit of weld, and just create a nice corner. This corner here, sharp. So yeah, it's all going really well. A lot of work. My forearm's killing me. So much, so hard to fold it over. I know the gap, when you look at it here, it's pretty, like it's got a sort of big radius. I could go to town and try to close that up more, but I don't want to damage the other side, and I don't particularly care. I'll flip it over, I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. The other side looks great. So you can see, just around here, that's where it got damaged in freight. Thank God the other one's not like it. But I used, this edge came out really nice, beautiful edge on it. But yeah, this is so much better than the last one. What I'll do now, I'll just show you is, you can't, for a life of me, you can't get a straight edge. It's probably, I don't know, probably half a mil gap just around here. So, too bad. I don't think the car was perfect in factory, obviously. Not compare these new cars, but you see there's little dings there where I use the multi vice grips to get it to stay in place. But if I was to show you the last door I got, I put new bottoms on it. Yeah, I went to town with that. Roll the edge over, it's a really good sharp edge, but yeah, it ended up pretty bad. So what I'll do now, I'll flip it back over. And where I used the hammer, I left like little dents along the edge, so I'll just get the grinder, dress them back, make it look pretty, and then I'll get it ready to weld. All went well. Managed to be able to dress out all the dolly marks, whatever you call them, and the shot peen hammer. So that's good. So yeah, it's come along nicely. Very impressed. So what I'll do now is get this thing. Found some like clip on there. I'm guessing that's for the mechanism for the driver's side mirror, where they'll do that little dongle in the car to move it around, adjust it. So I was thinking, how the hell am I going to fit that in there? Then before I put the skin on, I managed to slot it through here, slot it through there, and I'll be able to weld it in here. And while I'm at it, where I've got these arrows, I'll put little holes just down to the frame, weld these skins on permanently. I've got this special tool I'll show you. People, I've noticed reading on forums and stuff, people sort of stress about removing the skins off these panels. It's not really that hard, it's just hard on you. It's like, physically it's a little bit, hard to remove it, but there's not a real lot you need to do. You just need the right tool. So what I've done, I just use this angle grinder spanner. Then I just welded here and made it like an edge. So what I do, I start with somewhere where it's opened up. Say here,
get that under there, so you can get a screwdriver, just lift the lip up, get it under there, and then you belt the hammer. You see where I've been belting along here. You belt the hammer across on this side, and you just work your way along. And you just keep going with it, and eventually, yeah, you peels it back enough, and then you just get pliers. That's these pliers I use. We've got these nice head on it from Bunnings. They're really good to get it on the lip and just sort of pull it out. It's just time consuming, but it's not like overly hard. It's a really good idea when you're restoring old cars like this. If you want to keep them for a long time, yeah, like remove the skins and really get in there. So this car alone I've removed the door skins, the bonnet skin, the boot, the rear quarters. The only thing I haven't removed is the roof. But yeah, this car was horrible, the rust. It's really bad. And pretty sure this door was off an XC panel van. Had what was left of a GS stripe on it. But yeah, I picked it up off Facebook Marketplace for $80 in Newcastle. So yeah, it's a damn good bargain. Trusty Unimi Viper. Had that for a while now, getting on 4 years. And yeah, so plug welds are done. Dress them back. I just put a heap of weld in the corner. I use the flapper disc to dress it back, make it look pretty. Put a little bit more than what I need. Same as that corner. More plug welds. So yeah, all is good. So yeah, I've just got to finish off in here now. I do one at a time. Can't close them up properly without using the mouldy vice grips. Once that's done, I'll dress the welds back and test fit it on the car and see how it looks. So welded that up, just needs a bit of filler in it, fill in the welds. Dress that back, had to use the die grinder, get in there. And yeah, dress that back, got rid of all the welds. Where the arrows are, there's welds. Yeah, it's come out really good. I recreated this corner. It looks pretty good. So just a bit of filler in there just to fill her up. But yeah, I'll have to use a lot of the Sikaflex, because you have to create so the water runs out of here. So a lot of time goes into make sure that water runs out and doesn't get caught anywhere. Because this here was rusted out all along here. All this was rusted out. I had to recreate this area. So yeah, a lot of work. Had to put new sections in here. Because as you know, people, they slam the doors and they crack. But they're probably just not made strong enough. So I'll get a bit of an edge primer. I'll just go over this. Just probably go over this too. And yeah, I'll test fit on the car. So just looking at this thing about it, when you go to all the trouble of getting all the gaps right, you have to sort of, what I do, I put, see here I've got the witness holes, just so that I know where this is meant to sit. So once I've got them on right, and it's just a matter of getting the door to sort of go in and out, not so much up and down, but the front of the door to go in and out. So once I've got the doors, just start from the back, so you got to line the gap, make sure the gaps, you're happy with the gap there, and then you move forward to the here, then you put the guard on. Yeah, bit of stuffing around, but it's really, I've taken 2 steps forward and 3 steps back with these doors, but it'll pay off. It'll be great in the end. But just noticed that doesn't look too good. Sitting in there like that, that's finished. That. We'll watch. I'll put that on the car. I'll put a coat of paint on it, then I won't be happy. Then I'll have to replace the skin. I would have replaced that skin if I'd known that. Well, if the skins were available when I first got this car, which they weren't. They've only really become available over the last 12 months. So I've had this car in 3 years now, or 3 years next month. I fitted the door up. Makes it so much harder not having the rotisserie. Rotisserie is to be able to have a look at the gaps better, like underneath. You can sort of work with it, but the rotisserie is taking up far too much room. I didn't really need it anymore. It was This is sort of going backwards now. Like I assume these doors are pretty much done. So the problem I'm having, I've got the verniers and I'm measuring the gaps. So on the bottom over there it's about 8 mil. It gets about 7 over here, so that's pretty good. Looking across here, the gap's probably about 4.5, 5 there, and up here it gets it to about 6. So I can work with that. It's nothing major, but look at the top. So what I think the problem is that it's just the lines match up here good. Seeing the match up here are okay. Yeah, it looks like this top looks like I'm gonna have to cut along here either side and sort of bring this up and then weld it up. Didn't really want to do it, but just can't get it right. Just can't get it to marry up perfectly. But before I go doing this, I'm gonna put the guard on, and that way I can really get an idea about what the door wants to do, because it's nothing unusual to have to add metal to edges. It's a lot that can go wrong. Overall, the door's pretty damn straight. It's got minor dents here and there from when it was made, but it's nothing major. Had a lot of troubles trying to get this to sit. They're okay, but once I actually lower the door, everything's happy now. So yeah, it's pretty obvious it's the top. So the weather's turned to shit. It's a storm coming. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't get much worse. Well, it does look good on the radar. Just played around with it again. Slightly too low. It's dropped a little bit. But I reckon I'm going to have to work that edge just a fraction. Get this to blend in with that, which isn't a problem. But on the bottom there's like between the 10 mil gap. Gets to about 9.5 on the front, so I reckon the best option would be we get some TIG welding rods and just stick them on the bottom. Get like a 2 mil rod, and that'll just bring the bottom down that little bit. So say around 8 mil, which is a lot better. I think from memory, I think it did have a bit of a gap on the bottom anyway. It's just the way it was. But I probably could go like a 3 mil rod if I wanted to, but I don't know. I'll see what I can do. But overall, I think it's pretty good. It's never going to be perfect. Maybe if I come from the ones that are made in Australia and Adelaide, that'd be far better. But yeah, I'm going to work with this. I'm at the point now where I'm trying to get the door fitted up right. I've had a few setbacks. I've taken the guard on and off now about 4 times, but yeah, it's amazing how everything can change so quick as soon as you put door skin on. What I'll do the other side, I'll put the frame of the door on, the front guard, and then I'll put the skin on, and I'll move the skin around where I'm happy, lock it into that point, and then yeah, then fix the skin onto the frame. The problem I'm having on this side is I found this side of the door wants to sit a little bit proud, and this side this bottom section is more low. So what I've had to do, actually physically get the door top and bottom and try to twist the frame. I had to do this to the boot to get it right. When you leave on the boot, for instance, when the car's on its side, the boot arms, they're all sort of pushed to one side, so you have to force it back the other way. Yeah, I've never had to do this. We'll call it this before. The Escort, I use a similar method, and that is, well, I use 2 bottle jacks. You have the jack at the front and the back, and then you get the door to where you're happy, and you give it about a mil extra because the door drives drop as soon as you take the jacks away. But yeah, I support the door with the jacks, and then I muck around with the hinges, and then yeah, you stuff around and you get as close as possible to being right. So what I've done with this, I've done that, and I measured the so here I've got, it's about close to 7 mil there. Go to the bottom, it gets to about 5.5 mil. There's a fair gap at the front here, so I've got to sort of counteract with that and have a bit of a gap at the back. At the bottom, it gets up to like 11. Starts off about 9 mil, gets up to about 11. So yeah, there's a bit of a gnarly gap at the bottom. I could just run a bit of wire across the bottom. I was looking into doing that. But I'll see how I go. What I'll do now, I think I'm happy with the door sitting. It's probably the best I can get it without adding material or removing material from the edges. And I'll try fitting the guard up and see how it looks. Just went to Auto Lack in Cardiff, Newcastle. And I've pretty much got everything I need to repaint this car. So, on my last day off, I put a bit of time into the, I've had the doors and guards and the bonnet on to check for gaps, and I thought I'd do it again because after going some of that, it's a little bit more critical of getting it right. So here they are now. So there was a bigger gap here. It was big, got up to about 8.5, almost 9 mil. So what I've done is put a high build primer, polyester, so it stacks really good. So that's now down to about 6.5, which is, I'm happy with that. The gaps aren't perfect, but they're reasonably even. The boot's really good. The bonnet, just these doors. Ever since I put these new skins on it just changed everything. So the gap's even on this one. It's dropped a bit, but you know what? I don't give a rat's ass. Whatever. This one's not 100% even. It's probably about 2 mil difference, top to bottom, in between. Maybe not that much, I don't know. So yeah, what I'm going to do now, I fitted the rear, I don't know what you call it, rear stone guard, this thing. Got it from Rare Spares. I was going to get the GS version, but I ended up getting the GT. So it's almost lines up perfect, almost. So yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run a bit of filler just to get that to blend in better. But whilst I'm doing that, I hate it when I have to remove these doors and guards and stuff because it just throws another curveball at me, because then I got no room to store stuff. Like I had a lot of these panels in the house, but I'm sort of sick and tired of doing that. It's taking up my room and it looks like shit. So yeah, so I also went to this place in Newcastle called Whitworth's, a boating place. I bought this hydrofoil for the boat to get up on the plane better. So yeah, I've got a separate video on this boat, but yeah, I had to rebuild the transom. Yeah, so what today's mission is, I'll just continue on with this rear stone guard. It won't take long. I think I'll remove the doors off the car, and I'll roughly put the guards on the car so that, you know, out of the road, I'm not gonna trip over them and shit. But while I'll do the doors, I'll paint the other side of the doors first, and then I'll flip them over, and then I'll do the outers. But I want to get the doors out in the sun and ensure there's no hairline scratches or anything. When I painted this section here, it came out really good. Like, it was really a bit of a test run, and it had like fine scratches, but once I gave it the paint, got out the sun, it was just like, yeah, heaps of pop. But it's got a bit of like fish eyes where there's been moisture in the air compressor. So yeah, before I do the doors, I'm gonna have to really make sure there's no fluid in the compressor. But it's that rain event we had's gone now, so yeah, it's good, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Thought I'd give me DeFilbus some love. So made in UK, this gun. I've had it for ages. Originally painted the Escort with it, but as per usual, they get really dirty. So it's got, so basically it's sort of like a universal spray gun. 1.4, 1.6, 1.8 fluid tips. So currently it's got the 1.4 in it, which is good for doing like clears and stuff. It's not the best gun, obviously, but it's on the cheaper end of the DeFilbus guns. But this actual gun's been discontinued. But yeah, good cleanup, comes up really good. So yeah, sort of you can use it for like really good for priming as well. That's why it got so dirty. So I've just adjusted the fan, just make sure it, can't really see it, but it's a really good fan on it. Atomizes the paint so well. So yeah, So the gun's ready. So what I used, I tried using thinners, and I remembered I got this bloody gun shampoo. Really good. Doesn't work straight away. You have to soak the components, but yeah, the gun's like new now. So now that's done. Now I can get onto pulling these doors off and get them out in the sun. And what I'll do, I'll paint the inside first and then let it dry, and then tomorrow I'll probably paint the outside off if I'm happy with it. But I thought I'd test the seals out, and yeah, there was no dramas. So yeah, I've got to take that seal off now, and they've got these little white clips. So yeah, bit of a racket when there's nothing in the door, so it rattles a bit. Test this door out. Swap hands over. So yeah, this is the ultimate test. As you know, anyone has done this before, you put the seals on and it all changes everything. But these doors are really good. That. Beautiful. So this rear valance, I haven't done anything more to that just now. I just got to. I was going to use these clips that's got the threads on them to put on this I call stone guard or what you call it, but I end up just putting nutserts in it, metric thread. It's heaps easier. Just gave the inside of the doors a hit. I had a problem with the passenger side door jamb where the lock goes on. I didn't realise, but there was a bit of primer going across it, and it's like a line. And I already put the colour over it, so I tried. I put one mist coat of clear over it, and then I went to correct it and I made a mess. So yeah, there's something going on there. It doesn't look 100%, but where I put the Sigaflex over the seams is like lines anyway, so I don't really care. It's a door jamb, so who gives? So the external part of the car would be good. It'd smell like just the engine bay is going to be good, but that part of the door jamb where I put the seam seal around, it's a little bit obvious, but I'm not too fussed about it. So what I'll do, I won't be able to talk you through it, but I'll just throw this respirator back on, and yeah, I'll have a sneak peek at it. That's the part I was talking about there. Yeah, it's got a pretty good nut. I taped off just here, so I want to do the top, I'll do that. Get on there. Let's see what I was mean about seam seal. You can just see like little stuff across here. I'm probably being a bit critical, but yeah, this side's gonna be good. The gun bumped on this press here, and I actually paused for a second. I thought, oh shit, I'm gonna get a run from that because yeah, the gun got caught up on that. So, but no, there's no run, so all good. So yeah, I'll just get this respirator off. I used about 250 mils of colour. I've only got 3 litres. So the guy who sold the Auto Lucky said, yeah, 3 litres is plenty enough, but I'm not going to risk it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get a Super Cheap Auto and just get burnt orange mixed, probably about 1 litre, and I'll use that to do inside the car in the boot cavity, and I'll save the rest. I might give the engine bay like its first coat of burnt orange from like the Super Cheap Auto paint mix, and then I'll finish it off. It'd be good for getting it just as a base, then put the mix I've got over top of it. And I can hear my son coming on his electric scooter. So yeah, I'll just let this go off, and then tomorrow I'll look at doing the outside. It's been a long day, but I decided I started blocking the doors back, and I used this acrylic binder, and I found when you try to sand it, it's like, you know, when you're trying to sand primer and it has all paint and it hasn't gone off properly, and you get, when you're rubbing it, it comes off like in balls, like it starts blocking the paper up. So I'm like, this is odd.
So I think with the go is the acrylic binder, you don't really worry about sanding so much. You just put it on, put the colour straight over it. I've read the data sheet and I don't know what it said, but yeah, when I tried doing that, and there was like hairline scratches in the doors, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have to just give this a go. So I put the acrylic colour straight on there, let it flash off for like 50 minutes, and then I put the clear straight over it, and wow, you ought to see it now. There were some scratches I noticed in the door. When I put the colour on there, I'm like, well, those scratches don't look too good. So I tried burying some more acrylic colour over it, and it just made the scratches sort of look bigger and deeper, wider. But then I put the clear over it, and wow, it just, yeah, it's got some pop. So what I'll do now is, I've had this garage, got a cover over the doors to keep the dust off it while I was putting the clear on, but yeah, it doesn't always go in my favour. Yeah, so there's a bit of orange peel, but yeah, I'll show you now. This is it. Burnt orange. So yeah, it's come out really nice. Look at that. So, yeah, I'll show you where these scratches were. Mate, you can't even see them. They were around here. So yeah, it just comes to show, sometimes, not all the time, when you put the colour on and you put the clear, yeah, it's sometimes you get away with it. I reckon I done this for like I think it was like I used that paper I got. It's like 500 to 600 grit. That sponge stuff I've been showing you, sponge sandpaper. What's that, mate?
What a good day it is.
Good day. Son on his scooter. He loves it, electric scooter. Yeah, so success. So what I'll do tomorrow, I'll get a bit of time tomorrow. I got tomorrow off, then I'm back on Wednesday night shift, following day. I'll do the guards. But what I'm gonna do this time, I've made this enclosure here, and it sort of helps prevent fallout. But I noticed when I put the first coat of the clear on, I was getting a lot of crap falling down from this side onto this door. But that one over there was fine. There's only one little speck right in the middle there. Right there. That's it. But what I'll do tomorrow, I'll actually move the car further over this way, and then I'll make an enclosure over the other side. With the Escort, it was easy. I could do the whole car in one hit, but this car is so freaking massive. So these doors tomorrow, I'll have to put them back in the house. I'm nervous about moving them and scratching them because they're so clean. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Yeah, so I'll put another video up soon, guys. Thanks for watching. I know there's been a bit of a time between videos, but yeah, I've just been freaking busy. I went to Summonats, took the Escort, had a blast. Yeah, great time. But yeah, now I'm back on the tools. I want to get this thing painted. I'm keen. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll put another video up soon.